Well, hey everybody, Andy Kvernen here with another Cornerstone Connection Daily Devotional. At the outset here, I want to apologize. The audio might not be as good as it sometimes is, and that's because I'm at home just wrapping up a vacation here. It's been a great week, and Christy and I got to be with my family and got to see her family some, and lake fishing, tubing, all that good stuff, and we're really grateful for a great time. And hopefully many of you are coming off of a great time as well. It'll be July 6th when you listen to this. And I hope you had a great 4th of July and got to do something fun and just enjoy God's creation, being outside or whatever you did. Now, I don't know if you're like me, but when I'm on vacation, sometimes I struggle to keep good routines. I struggle to eat well. I struggle to exercise. I struggle to have devotions in a regular kind of way. And it's really easy for me to get off of my routine when I'm on vacation. And frankly, if things disrupt my routine at any time, I'm susceptible to falling off. And here at kind of the midpoint of summer, I always think of July 4th as the midpoint. Perhaps that's not exactly true, and yet for us, fall sports with our kids start pretty early in August, and so it kind of is. And I want to remind you, summer is a time where we get off of a routine. I want to bring us back to some of the fundamentals, maybe the fundamental of following Christ. And it's a theme that we talked about when we studied Mark several years ago, and I want to bring us back to it. It's Mark chapter 3, and it's Jesus calling the disciples. And as he calls his disciples, there's some really important principles that he shares in that calling. And so I want you to hear this again. This is Mark chapter 3, verses 14, or actually 13 and following. And the wind blew my page, so I got to find it again here. So it says this, "And he went up on the mountain and called to him those that he desired. And they came to him. And he appointed 12, whom he also named apostles, so that," and the "so that" here is what's really important. So check this out. He called these men whom he called apostles, so that they might be with him, and he might send them out to preach and have authority to cast out demons. So I'm going to read that one more time. He appointed 12, this is verse 14, whom he also named apostles, so that they might be with, and he might be with him, and then he might send them out to preach and have authority to cast out demons. There's three principles there that I think are really important for me to be reminded of, and perhaps they're important for you. First, it's to be a disciple of Jesus is to be with Jesus. Jesus invites us to be with him. And I ask you this morning, how are you being with Jesus? Well, one of the things you're doing is you're tuning into the Cornerstone Connection Daily Devotional. That's awesome. And I'm so encouraged by that. Some of you have just been so faithful every day. You like on Facebook just to show, hey, I'm with you. And that's such a great encouragement to us as pastors here and or on YouTube or wherever. We see you. And we're grateful that you're doing that. But how else are you being with Jesus? Are you opening the Word on your own? Are you starting to read it? Are you praying? Are you mindful of the Lord throughout the day? There's lots of different ways to pray. I remind you of the Lord's Prayer. Use that as a model in Matthew chapter 6. I remind you of what Paul said in 1 Thessalonians 5. He said, "Pray without ceasing, and everything give thanks." Are you mindful of the Lord throughout your day, and are you bringing them in to the conversations you're having internally, but also with your family, with your coworkers, wherever? So be with Jesus in prayer, in Bible study, in worship. Are you coming to worship on Sundays? That's a big deal, church, and we need to be doing that because not to fulfill an obligation, but because we need to be nourished by what Jesus offers. So be with Jesus, and then he says, be sent with authority, and those are the other two themes. When we're with Jesus, we start to know Jesus, we start to understand his word, and then we're able to be sent by him into the world as his representatives. We talk about that all the time. And so this summer, and by the way, to be sent is to be sent with authority. Where does our authority come? Well, it comes from Jesus. It comes from his word. It comes from being with him. When we know Jesus and we know his word, we can teach his word. We can engage with other people according to his word. And in that, we have authority, and that's a good thing. So church, in the middle of the summer here, as we kind of get to the second half, we're through July 4th, I want to remind you, don't forget to be with Jesus, and in that, be sent by him with his authority, with his word. God bless you, friends, and the Lord willing, we'll see you again on the Cornerstone Connection Daily Devotional.